Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Most Excellent 80s Movies Podcast. Want to skip those ads and get early access? Become a member at truestory.fm/join and discover all the other great perks that come with it. And welcome to the Most Excellent 80s Movies Podcast. It's the podcast where we zoom our way across the cosmos of the 80s movies we think we love or might have missed with these our grown-up eyes to see how they hold up. And today we're talking about My Stepmother Is an Alien, a movie selection from 1988, about which Letterboxd says, "She's gorgeous and she's never been kissed. Needless to say, she's from another planet." Trying to rescue her home planet from destruction, a gorgeous extraterrestrial named Celeste arrives on Earth to begin her scientific research. She woos quirky scientist Dr. Steve Mills, a widower with a young daughter. Before long, Celeste finds herself in love with Steve and her new life on Earth, where she experiences true intimacy for the first time. But when she loses sight of her mission, she begins to question where she belongs. Ooh. And here comes the trailer.
Stephen Mills, research astronomer.
Beautiful!
Married to his work. Then one night, he sent a radar signal into another galaxy. Now they're sending someone back.
If we don't get that transmission from him, our planet is doomed.
Hi. Well, hi.
She's got 48 hours to save her civilization. And decipher ours.
Thank you. Delicious.
That was the most beautiful woman I've ever seen.
I must be boring the pants off you.
No, they're still on.
Good.
We're making progress, sir.
She's never made love.
You're so stupid. We could have been doing this the whole time.
We only met 3 hours ago.
And never made breakfast.
Daddy, don't you think this is pretty strange?
Marry him.
Where did she get a wedding dress on 2 hours' notice? Did she just carry one around with her in case of emergencies?
Daddy, you married a person from another planet.
Dan Aykroyd.
Your stepmother is not an alien.
Kim Basinger.
For an astronomer, you have the most wonderful fibers.
And you got yourself a handful right now.
John Lovitz.
Baby!
My Stepmother Is an Alien. A comedy of cosmic proportions.
Why did they only call out John Lovitz?
He was big. SNL.
Okay. All right. Well, he's not the star of the movie.
No,
That's so weird.
no.
All right. I'm Krissy Lenz, one of the directors at the Neighborhood Comedy Theater in downtown Mesa, Arizona.
And I'm Nathan Blackwell. I'm an independent filmmaker in Phoenix, Arizona.
You nailed it, Nathan. Nailed it as always. And joining us today is a fabulous guest, a performer and comedian at the Neighborhood Comedy Theater, as well as a scientist who he's going to have lots of expertise on the science of
Time
this
for
movie.
hard science questions.
Yes, it's Mr. Robert Fata.
Hello. For the record, I'm a chemist. I send transmissions.
Okay.
But I will try and offer what little I remember from high school physics.
Okay.
But you do own a lab coat.
I do own a lab coat. I should have
Okay.
worn a lab coat.
Wow. It's all right.
Well,
It's an
the
audio
audience can't
podcast.
see you. Yeah.
Oh my God. I love your lab coat. You're wearing
Your
a lab
lab
coat right
coat
now.
It's so
Thank
Oh,
you.
dashing.
Krissy, you're wearing a lab coat too. Darn it. I'm the only one without a lab coat. Okay. I love
guess
the audio
that's
media.
because you're a filmmaker. So My Stepmother's an Alien was Robert's choice.
Yeah.
When we were talking about 80s movies, he was like, "Have you ever seen My Stepmother Is an Alien?" And I was like, "No, but I should." Nathan,
Yeah,
have you
it's-
seen this movie before?
No, boy, this movie was a real ride. I wanted to get in the car. I wanted to go wherever it was going. It took me to a lot of unusual places, and I'm not sure how I feel. But yes, it was the first time watching this movie.
Was this a childhood favorite of yours, Robert?
Yeah, but it was weird. Like I didn't see it when it came out in theaters because I was just too young. So I ended up seeing it just like on daytime television,
Mm-hmm.
where they would split it up with commercials and cut out all the lewd stuff. Not that there's like a ton of lewd stuff in the movie. It's more.
There's more than a little.
I don't know that much. I don't know that how much of that would necessarily have gotten cut by TV because I feel like I remember
Mm-hmm.
most of it.
Right, innuendo
Mm-hmm.
is tough to.
Yeah, 100%.
It is
But
dripping with innuendo.
I remember liking it, seeing it between the ages of 7 and 10. I don't think I could narrow it down more than that. It had been out for a few years at that point, so I remember seeing it on daytime
Mm-hmm.
TV, and we had one of those VCRs that you could record what was on the television, um,
Mm-hmm.
and then we had a dual deck VCR, so you could like cut
Oh,
you could cut down the parts you didn't want.
wow.
And so I ended up getting basically like a cut down version of the movie until one Christmas when my mom actually bought the movie, and then we just watched that version. And so I then get to
What
rewatch
did
it a
she
few
cut
times.
out?
Just the commercials.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
She
like if it
wanted you to
comes,
see all the stuff about how enthused the daughter was about her father having sex.
It's
oh
weird. She made like a
yeah,
supercut of that. Yeah, she is so into her dad getting laid.
Yeah. It's like
to the fact where
twins.
she actually knows the year that someone was last there.
Yes.
Yeah, uh-huh. She's like she was recording it in
Hmm.
her diary.
Yeah, who knew that
Her
Alyson
mind palace.
Hannigan,
Yeah.
as a 13-year-old girl, was the ultimate wingman?
Yeah.
Yeah. Alyson Hannigan is great in this movie. It's
She's
her
so good.
debut performance.
It's her debut.
Yes.
They say introducing Alyson Hannigan in the previews.
Yeah, she comes out swinging, and boy, can she cry.
Oh,
Yeah.
she is just crying left, right, and sideways.
Like she's
I
much passion.
Yeah, I feel like so the very cursory research on this. The director is an actor as well, and
Okay.
I feel like there's multiple examples of him just saying, no, not far enough, keep going, just go for it, just go even further. I think that goes with anything John Lovitz is doing, and I think
Yeah.
anytime Alyson Hannigan has to cry,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
no, just keep going, just go, yeah, just take it wherever you want, just no barriers.
I like to think of this movie as like what if rom-coms were made by and for men? There's just like very little in the way of like subtext. It's mostly just here's a beautiful woman that wants nothing more than to please this man for his brain and thoughts and not his physical appearance.
Right, and it's Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, rom-coms, you under totally different hands, this would totally be like a female discovery empowerment movie.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really all seen from the male point of view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
So,
What
Robert,
what
when
if
was
Kim Basinger loved Dan Aykroyd is the central question.
right?
Are we sure Dan Aykroyd didn't write this movie?
We are not
Yeah.
sure. We're never sure anytime he's involved.
I have a note about the writing of this movie, which might answer a few questions that we have about it.
Okay.
The script credits Jericho Stone as writer with revisions by Frank Galati, Richard Brenner, Susan Rice, Herschel Weingrod, and Timothy Harris, Paul Rudnick, and Deborah Frank, and Carl Sauter, and a further rewrite by Jonathan Reynolds.
Okay.
That's how many people wrote this movie.
Well, as we know, the more writers, the better.
Yeah, it takes a
Yeah.
village to make a box office bomb.
Yes. So, Robert, I'm curious, when was the last time you'd seen this movie?
Probably 95, 96.
So it's
up until obviously a couple days ago.
So it's been a while, huh? Oh, geez
Yeah.
Louise. Yeah.
Yeah, so I saw it 30 years ago, and I watched it again day before yesterday, and man, what a
What?
difference 30 years makes.
Yeah.
Boy, adult subtext. That's a thing now.
And there's just like
Uh,
not a lot of subtext in the movie. It's all
No,
like
yeah.
everything is so
It's
surface
right.
level.
Uh-huh. Yeah. What a
so
ride.
the original writer Jericho Stone saw the story as a dark allegory about child abuse, and that's how he pitched the movie in 1981.
Mm-hmm.
And this
Uh,
is what it became.
I think through the various rewrites, I think that sort of moved away from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not getting a bunch of that. Except
I,
Dan Aykroyd is really like he absolutely loves everything that his daughter Alyson Hannigan does until she starts accusing Kim Basinger as an alien, and
yeah,
he won't have any of it. He gives her zero credit. Like
yeah.
He wants to send her to counseling right away.
yeah.
It's like if you were to make the argument that it is about child abuse, the scene that you would use is where Alyson Hannigan is just crying and saying everything that has happened and everything that is wrong with the situation, and Dan Aykroyd is just not believing her, and Kim Basinger is just sitting there watching this girl getting gaslit right in front of her, and
Mhm.
she just cannot take it. Like it's like welling up in her eyes. Like that whole scene is incredible. So yeah, that is probably the scene you would
That's
use
the
to say
seed
it's
that
about child abuse.
remains.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like other than that, I don't know that I would call that this movie.
No,
No.
no. There's many other things I'd call this movie, but that wouldn't have been at the top.
No, a dark allegory for child abuse? No, no,
Right.
thank you. All right, so let's jump in. We're in a research lab. John Lovitz pulls up in a Rolls Royce, and Dan Aykroyd is fussing around. He's gonna do an experiment tonight using his employer's satellite dish.
Yes.
And 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 John Lovitz at this point is like turned up to like 300%.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's his character from those old Saturday Night Live skit. They used to hang out by the copy machine.
He wants to go meet women.
Yes.
He's Dan Aykroyd's brother. But did we ever learn why he has so much money and Dan Aykroyd does not?
Or why he has does he I was thinking that he worked here or that he was Dan Aykroyd's boss, but does he just have access to this, high security science lab?
So
I
I
think he just
think
walked in.
So, there's a couple things. One, it's the 1980s. I feel like security around laboratories wasn't what it is now,
Like
um,
the airports.
especially considering you used to be able to buy things that could be made into explosives with only like one chemical reaction at the pharmacy. I imagine it's probably a little bit less secure in front of a laboratory in
Mhm.
1988 as it is in
Right.
2025.
Their metal
Two,
detector didn't really seem to be that reliable.
Right.
Two, I got the impression that he has a well-paying job. I got like lawyer energy from John Lovitz based on what he's wearing and what he
Mhm.
drives and where he lives,
And his
not
lack of
necessarily by
scientific information, yeah.
lack of scientific information, and just the fact that just the fact that he seems to dress so smarmy all of the time. I'm not sure how much of that is
Mhm.
John Lovitz and how much of that is just me reading into it. But that's what I got. I don't know that that is stated anywhere in the film.
I don't
Yeah.
think it is. I don't think they give us that information, but he's got a Rolls Royce and a beautiful beach house, so he's whatever he's doing, he's very successful. Except for when it comes to meeting women, apparently,
Mhm.
which is his only goal. He hangs his jacket on the machine, and the brass buttons cause a zapping to happen that
Yeah.
allows the signal to bounce out of our galaxy and into the next galaxy.
Hmm.
Yay,
Mhm.
they did it. But everything gets shut down, and Dan Aykroyd gets fired because he has no proof.
Yeah,
Right.
we were told in this movie that if they set that dial to over 300, that it was going to fry everything. And despite that, Dan Aykroyd's like, "Oh yeah, turn that baby all the way up." And then you get the brass buttons turning the area where the magnetron or whatever it's called into a Spencer's Gifts, and then like, bang, you get a signal out of the galaxy.
Yeah.
Scientifically, does that hold up? No, but it's cool.
Yeah. I did ask Grok if that science works, and it said yes.
Oh, great.
So
Great.
so Grok
It's
versus
just like in
scientists.
Weird Science. Yeah.
Make your own decision.
Um,
Yeah, this
so
movie is very Weird Science. Like Weird Science was like
yeah.
2 years ago. With this many
Mhm.
writers, I have to feel like this was pounded into more of a Weird Science direction over the
Yeah.
years.
Mhm.
But I mean, a dark comedy about child abuse probably wasn't gonna work anyway. And I
That's
think
true.
this
Yeah.
Yeah.
would have been the best setup. But yeah, so it's very Weird Science-y where he's going to get the girl of his dreams, but there's a question mark. Something
Yeah, he's not
weird's
Yeah.
even
gonna
looking
happen.
for the girl of his dreams. He just wants to send life to other worlds as a way of not dealing with the fact that he's a widower.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When he does go home to Alyson Hannigan, she's like, I remember, Mom. Are you going to find me a new one? And the
You gonna
dad's
find me a new
like,
mom?
no. Yeah.
Yeah,
The dad's
your
like,
mother
nope,
was.
I'm going to feed you fish sticks and Pop Tarts.
Yeah, I will say there wasn't. Even though this movie is very objectifying toward Kim Basinger specifically, the only like the only real misogyny that we kind of get from Dan Aykroyd is when Alyson Hannigan goes, "I could pick up a paper route," and he's like, "Oh, girls do that now."
Mhm.
Uh,
Uh-huh.
like other than that, he's like pretty chill.
Yeah.
Unlike his brother, played by John Lovitz, who every woman is an object.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, everyone is a little bit of a creep in this movie. Like
Yes.
even
Yeah.
just the idea, like there's a scene where like, oh my god, my daughter is growing up so fast. Like Alyson Hannigan is like, notice anything different about me?
Oh
And
yeah, I forgot about
she's
that.
like an arm's length away, you know?
Yeah.
And she goes like, I'm wearing a bra. It's like, no, that's not daughter,
That's not.
that's not what you that's not how you prompt that discussion.
Nope.
Look, leave her alone. She was wearing arm warmers or whatever that thing with the multiple bracelets on the one hand is.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Whew.
So they go to a party.
That
and
was a
Kim
trick
Basinger
question,
arrives.
daughter. That was a trick question.
Yes, it was.
She just wanted to point it out. She was proud.
We meet Kim Basinger in space, and I'm still confused about why their planet was in trouble. But apparently Kim Basinger's planet is in trouble.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
her assignment is to go and be beautiful
Mm-hmm.
and get him to resend the signal he sent.
Yes, to save their not just their planet, their civilization.
Yeah, so putting brass buttons too close to a machine that's hooked up to a satellite not only was able to send a signal faster than the speed of light to a neighboring galaxy, but it was so strong, in fact, that it knocked out that planet's magnetic gravitational orbit or something. And so they needed to send another signal to correct it.
To knock the planet back into
And so in order to make sure that second signal got sent, Kim Basinger had to go find Dan Aykroyd and get him to do it again.
Do we need more
That's
scientists
more
on this podcast?
explanation. Yeah, that's more explanation than the movie gives you.
That was helpful.
Gives it to you, but it breaks it up over a long time to the point where like it doesn't make any sense. It's just sort of science magic. But that's
we're kind of dripped the information like every 45 minutes, which I could track every time I pause the movie to see how much was left.
Yeah, if you were to do a science drinking game, you would get a little bit buzzed in the first 10 minutes and then you'd be completely sober by the end.
Yes.
And I do always do a science drinking game whenever I watch an 80s movie.
That's not how you guys watch movies. That's just a me thing. Okay,
Yeah.
good to
Yeah.
know.
So she gets to the party and she is being crazy. She's eating cigarette butts. She's smoking carrots. She's singing about Popeye. She wants spinach to warm her hands. She's just being a total crackpot. But she realizes immediately that she is being a total crackpot and that this is not working.
Yeah.
Mhm. This is the most 80s yuppie party, by the way. It's in the running for most 80s yuppie party.
Yeah.
Um,
I feel like if you were to do like a cringe chart of this movie, like cringe over time, I feel like the first
cringe over time.
the first 20 minutes, you would just get like a flat line up at the very top, and then it would slowly kind of come down toward the end. Because like in that party, she's basically memeing, but all the memes are like from 1988 to like 1960.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of like old timey comedy references in this movie.
Yeah,
Jimmy
know, like-
Durante.
Yeah, it's 50-year-olds trying to be hip, you know?
Yeah.
Like in terms of the writers and directors and things like that. Jimmy Durante is the apex of this. We'll get back to that.
Okay.
But yes, continue. She comes in wearing a Guinan hat.
Yeah,
If you
she's
know-
got the big hoop hat with a hoop dress.
Yeah. From Star
It's not
Trek
even a
The
hoop
Next
dress, it's like a
Generation.
hoop
Yeah.
skirt. But
Uh-huh.
it's a huge Guinan hat, and I really thought like that was a 1980s thing until I saw that party where no one else was wearing that giant hat.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh, this might just be a Star Trek thing.
Yeah. So he takes her to his lab, but he can't get in because he's been fired. And they do a funny bit where all these IDs come zooming out of her purse. She has a magical purse
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
her
that
purse
has
is
an
like a
alien in it,
little alien AI thing that's in there.
Mhm.
It's like
but it can do magic.
yeah, it can print IDs and make currency and levitate people and objects and things and
Mhm.
project images and sounds.
Yeah, it's called bag. She refers to it as bag because
Yeah.
obviously
Mhm.
that's part of her culture is to call it bag.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's her magical device. It's her Jedi lightsaber, if you will.
Yeah,
Yep.
her Harry Potter wand.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And Kim Basinger is probably the best part of this movie. You know, she's the fun part of this movie in
Mhm.
my opinion. Like she's
Yeah.
best when she's beautiful. She's a fox.
Of course.
But
Yeah.
she's best when she is wrestling with self-doubt. Like
Mhm.
she's most interesting, most compelling when she is both confident and insecure.
And she's doing a really great performance in this. She was nominated for a Saturn Award for Best Actress in a science fiction movie.
In a science movie.
Yeah, she like everything that she tried. I feel like she was doing with like 100. Like the thing you were saying about an actor being the director. They were like, yeah, more,
More,
and
keep
she
going.
She hit it at like 100. It
Yeah.
kind of felt like some of the improv exercises that you do when you're in workshop. It's like,
Uh-huh.
do that.
Yeah, she at the party, she was totally insane. It was like she was coked up. And
Yeah.
I think
Well, that's fitting in the 1980s, though.
yes. So she fit in better than she thought she did.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she is trying to romance, although she doesn't understand romance. She's trying to get the information of how this signal was sent from Dan Aykroyd.
Mhm. So they go to kiss on the roof, and she has
Or
to
the
have
roof of a
Bag
satellite.
project. Oh yes, on a satellite. Yes, and she has to have a Bag project for her what a kiss is.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever it shows on the video screen, she does to him. So like it shows like lions licking each other's ears, and so she licks his ears, and like the sequence goes on for a very long time.
Yeah,
I was thinking about that. I was like, they needed to cut like 60 seconds from
okay,
this.
good. We're
Yeah.
all on the same page. I thought it's like this is a really charming 12-minute sequence.
Yes.
Yeah, this is where it's like no, keep going, keep going further. Like more is more. I think that's
Yeah.
that's the theme of this movie. More is more.
More is
Yeah,
more.
this movie's got this weird thing that it does where it's like the timing is oddly rushed throughout the whole film. So it seems weird that like you would spend so much extra time on the kissing thing.
Mm-hmm. Because later they do the exact same thing, but with sex. Like she goes back to his house and she's like, let's talk in your bedroom. And he's like, you want to go in the bedroom? And she's like, yeah, that's where we should talk. And he's like, you want to have sex? And she's like, what's sex? I got to go to the bathroom. And in the bathroom, the whole thing plays out again with Bag projecting for her what is sex and like putting out tapes of like Debbie Does Dallas and Hustler magazines. And she's like, okay, I get it. I know what sex is and I'm going to do it. And she goes out to him, and another very long sequence of her just approaching him
Yeah.
with the wind blowing on her.
In slow motion.
In slow motion, and
they
it
had to
takes
backlight
forever.
her with a fan for like 3
Yes.
whole minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I am a Dan Aykroyd fan, but I am not ready to see him as a sexual being.
No.
And this movie just slathers you with that. Like, yes, in other movies, there are references that he has had sex or he might have sex, but I'm not ready to see him begin having sex.
Right.
I am uncomfortable with this. This was new for me with my Dan Aykroyd experience.
I was fine with it. I thought it was funny the way he kept practicing how he was going to beckon over Kim Basinger to the bed. As if, but then when Kim Basinger comes out, it becomes very clear that is not at all what is going to happen.
Yeah. So they do the sex, and she is into it. She is delighted by it and thrilled. And he's like, I think I just did it normally. And she's like, no, man, that was amazing. He's
We could have been
like,
doing this
okay.
whole time.
They make a joke about the Sheen family.
I was surprised how much that still held up.
Yeah. And then he goes to sleep with a big smile on his face while she explores his house. She sucks up the information from his computer. She reads by shoving her forearm into a book.
Into various books.
Yes. And she watches Jimmy Durante on TV.
Yeah.
Which is so accessibly wonderful to her.
Mm-hmm.
Which I find unrealistic.
I also find that unrealistic.
Okay, I'm gonna come in swinging as movie champion here.
All right.
You know how she thought that Dan Aykroyd was like so good at sex because it was her first time having sex? Jimmy Durante is her first experience with television and music. So to her, television and music are great because that is her only experience to draw from.
Okay, fair enough. This is the one scenario I would accept.
Like, had she started off with Hamilton, I have to imagine she probably wouldn't have found Jimmy Durante that particularly exciting.
Right. Yeah. If she had started with the Marx Brothers or even like Charlie Chaplin or Buster Keaton.
I forgot they didn't have Hamilton in 1988.
Yeah.
That's right. But okay, I am convinced by your scenario.
Perfect.
It's because I invoked Dan Aykroyd as a sexual being, and you were like, "Oh, now I get it." Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
now I get it. The holy trinity of Dan Aykroyd, Jimmy Durante, and something
Kim
else.
Basinger.
Yeah.
In the morning, the daughter is thrilled
She is so stoked
that her dad hooked up.
Yeah, that they both went to Pound Town.
Yeah, she can't get enough.
She's just glad she was there to be a part of it.
Yep.
Once
That
again,
she
I will
was
come
in
out.
the next room.
I will come out in defense of this particular scene.
Mm-hmm.
Based on what we know of Dan Aykroyd and his relationship with Alyson Hannigan up to this point, he's not even aware that she's hit puberty yet. So the chances that he's given her the sex talk is probably pretty low.
Yes.
So I imagine she's just probably excited that there's someone who came over and stayed here. Because while she might not get all the dirty details, she knows that if they stay, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll buy that.
By the enthusiasm of her date with mini redhead Seth Green, I feel like she's probably hit puberty at this point.
No, you're almost certainly correct. Quick side tangent. How much Seth Green already sounded like Seth Green at that height?
Yeah, at conception. Yeah.
Was incredible to me.
He is pre-pubescent Seth Green because he is tiny. Like, she is towering over him.
She's towering over him.
Yes.
And he even says to her, "Oh, good, you wore flats."
Yeah,
I didn't even catch that.
He is fully formed Seth Green at this point. He did not. Puberty played no part in forming Seth Green.
Yeah, all he did was like grow like a couple feet. Like that was it.
Yeah. It was not enough by his own admission.
Yep. So she confesses to them that she has to leave, and Dan Aykroyd's like, "No, let's get married instead." And she goes for a walk with her purse and goes to a baseball stadium where she meets with her counsel, which
there's a weird wardrobe change between when she's walking barefoot out of the house with one of those weird flight helmets on to when she appears on the field that just isn't explained. It's just like she's leaving the house and she's practically wearing like his shirt and like an airman's hat, and then she appears on the field and she's wearing like a sensible yellow dress with like a sun hat or something. I don't remember if she's wearing a sun hat at that point. I think she just has the yellow dress, but like that's the feel that I got was sun hat for some reason. And like at no point do we see her change or the bag printed dress. Oh, the bag printed her dress. We probably forgot to mention that.
Oh yeah, the bag made it.
But like we didn't see that this time, like we did between the
first
party and the
continuity error of the movie.
I feel like there was probably a scene in between that they just cut.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that anything was cut from this movie.
So while she's convening with her counsel, they're like, "Kill the daughter," and she's like, "No, no."
Slow
and
your
then
roll.
They're like, "Marry him," and she's like, "What is marry him?" And they're like, they do a bunch of bits about how marriage has changed over the years, and they're like, "You cook him dinner and make him a martini." Oh no, wait, that's a couple decades old. Sorry.
Yeah, this is the first hint that the alien council might be not totally cool.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, go straight for kill the daughter. It didn't even occur to me as foreshadowing because I've seen the movie so many times.
Yep. And then she's like, "Okay, we're gonna get married, and the next thing we're doing is having a wedding."
Yeah. This movie takes place so fast.
Yes.
This whole movie takes place over like 3 days.
Yeah, they're full. They have a full home wedding.
Well attended.
Like they must have announced this 12 hours ago, like the previous evening, and then they've got a full wedding. Everyone's dressed up, everything's set up, and then after the wedding, which feels like a week later, everyone is in casual. They're just kind of walking casually around the house. And then Alyson Hannigan is going out on a date,
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute, did I miss something? This feels like, and then when she goes off with baby Seth Green, they talk about no, this is our honeymoon. We just had a wedding today. Come on, we've got to go. Yeah,
You
my
gotta
mind
go
was
have sex again. Yep.
yeah.
And the daughter's like, "Go for it, Dad." But time is weird in this movie because the little girl goes on a date, which like they were going to a dance, it seems, because he bought her a corsage and she's wearing a fancy dress and this and that. And they are totally unsupervised, but when they get home, everybody is sleeping. So how late at night were they going out? Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. I feel like I have to backtrack just a little bit, just for timing purposes. So first, we start getting the first disagreement between Celeste, as played by Kim Basinger, and Bag, because
Mhm.
Bag doesn't want to be left away from her during the wedding, and
Mhm.
so Bag causes some trouble with the dog. Meanwhile, they get an argument when Celeste is in the dressing room. She's drinking D batteries just straight from the hardware store because that's how
Yep.
this alien eats, is draining batteries. And Alyson Hannigan crops a peek of this and brings it up to Dan Aykroyd and be like, "You're being weird. Leave it alone."
Back
And
off,
so,
daughter.
yeah,
Yeah.
just go, just shut up and let me have my wedding. And she does. To Alyson Hannigan's credit, she's like, "All right, we'll keep it cool." And then uh, Dan Aykroyd goes to bed, and Kim Basinger goes out to go shopping to make
She goes to the grocery store. Yep.
so she
And she
can make
buys
an entire diner.
$400 worth of groceries, which she tries to pay for with a diamond.
Yeah, a diamond, and then $1,000 bill, and then a smaller $1,000 bill.
Yep, this movie's got jokes.
I have to say the physical jokes are much better than the than the dated ones.
Yes, the dialogue ones.
And
But
then
the daughter comes home from the date and sees her cooking and like pulling eggs out of boiling water with her bare hands and like handling a tray of bacon with her bare hands and draining
after
a
watching
car
her drain the
battery.
battery from the car.
Yeah. So Steve has gotten his job back at this point.
Yes, Bag has made a phone call to Steve's boss as
Carl
Sagan.
Sagan doing a Carl Sagan impersonation, and obviously Carl Sagan has a lot of juice in the community and is able to convince this guy. Even though Dan Aykroyd willfully destroyed their entire lab.
Do you guys know who did the impersonation of Carl Sagan?
No.
I do.
Yeah, it was the guy who does like half the Simpsons voices.
Harry Shearer.
Oh, yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if this is pre or post Simpsons, but I know it was around the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it was just barely pre-Simpsons. I think Simpsons was like late 80s. Like 88, 89?
Yeah, so it would have been around the same year as this movie.
Wow.
And so Carl Sagan gives Dan Aykroyd his job back, and despite the fact that it is still their honeymoon, Kim Basinger has made an entire diner's worth. She just cooks the entire menu in the kitchen and starts bringing it out for breakfast. Great bit. And Alyson Hannigan's like, "See, weird."
Weird.
Exhibit 12, weird.
And then she's like, "Okay, you have to go to work." And he's like, "But it's our honeymoon." And she's like, "No, go to work."
Yep. And then while he's at work, she has a confrontation with Alyson Hannigan where Alyson Hannigan sees Purse Monster. And Purse Monster pins her to the ceiling and steals the bark from the dog and basically says she doesn't care about Steve. She's going to leave as soon as he replicates the signal. And Alyson Hannigan's like, but you're going to break his heart.
And at this point, she is sobbing and screaming, and she's stuck to the ceiling.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know how common this was, but I feel like I remember my baseline of the 80s as horror was deep water, and getting stuck to the ceiling. Those were like the two things that you had.
Yeah.
It was like serial killers, deep water, and getting stuck to the ceiling.
Yeah,
And
that
quicksand.
was mid to late 80s, early 80s is like quicksand. Maybe even like late 70s. Quicksand was a huge thing. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think thanks to Poltergeist, small children crying on the ceiling became a big thing for a while.
Yeah. So Dan Aykroyd comes home and Alyson Hannigan tries to explain to him. So she gets mad and he won't listen to her. So she gets mad and rides away on her bike. And to
Storms
stop her
off.
from getting killed in a car accident, Kim Basinger uses Bag to teleport her through the station wagon. And Alyson Hannigan immediately forgives her. You revealed yourself to save my life. Now they're on the same team.
Yeah. To the point where, like, not even a minute later, Kim Basinger is like tucking her into bed.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's day. Why are you tucking her into bed?
It's 4 p.m.
Yeah. You guys are all about to go to this lab in like not even 3 minutes. Why are you?
So Bag revealed that Kim Basinger's mission, and she didn't know this before, but they're supposed to also, once they do the transmission and fix their gravity and fix their civilization, with this transmission, that they are supposed to, as a precaution, blow up Earth.
Yeah. Just in case.
Because it could be a threat eventually.
Sure. So they, just to speed up the end of the movie, they go to the lab. Dan Aykroyd realizes the trick with the buttons, and he clips a little thing onto the I kept calling it the collider, but it's not a collider; it's a satellite dish.
Yeah,
and
it's like a satellite dish, and then it's hooked up to like some weird. I keep calling it a magnetron, but that's not right either.
That's not right either. Yeah,
it's a science-atron.
It's a science machine. And they replicate the signal. But then Bag wants to destroy Earth, so she calls the council and convinces them by doing a Jimmy Durante impression that Earth is worth saving.
To be fair, though, they are unconvinced. By this Jimmy. So again, the second most realistic thing to happen in the movie.
I do like that they get rid of Bag by throwing him into that giant Spencer's Gifts of static electricity that's happening in the in the magnetron room. I will say that scene is super scary though, because that eye just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and like the entire cast is backing further and further away. And I'm like, this actually might destroy Earth right now. I don't remember this part being this spooky.
Yeah, it is interesting though that Bag kind of becomes a villain, you know. And originally it's like the cute sidekick, and then it becomes kind of the most dangerous thing in the movie.
Yeah. I guess at a certain point you do need an antagonist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need stakes.
So they do decide, based on the power of how good a sneeze feels, not to destroy Earth, and to take John Lovitz with them instead of Kim Basinger as their like Earth ambassador to teach them about the ways of Earth. He brings his Rolls Royce,
and his reward is women.
Yeah.
And I also feel like I could have used 15 more minutes of John Lovitz trying to get his Rolls Royce onto the spaceship. Because at this point it was already like 10 minutes long. It just felt so dragged on. It's like, well, can I take my? It's not like, oh, you know what? I'll take my Royce, and then it would have been fun to cut to him driving the Rolls Royce onto the ship. But instead, there's this debate where there's like, well, yeah, we could do it. Okay, great. I'm going to go get it. And then he gets into his car and he starts, like, it's so drawn out.
Yeah.
I didn't hate that part as much.
Drawn out. So they go back
and
home.
This is not a short movie. This is not a movie that they had to pad it out to make it feature length.
No.
Yeah, no, this hour 47, I think is where it was at.
Yeah. So they go home and the daughter's like, hey, do you guys want to play basketball? And they're like, no, we're going to go upstairs and bone. And she's like, oh, I get
Yes.
it. Ah, wink, wink. But Kim Basinger floats her into the air so she can slam dunk. And then,
Oh yeah, Alyson Hannigan wanted to be able to dunk.
Yep. And then we end on Jon Lovitz playing the piano with all his sexy women.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Which is
So
the
it was-
true moral of the story, is that schlubby men deserve women, sexy
Yeah.
women, because
Sexy women.
because they want them.
You know, in hindsight, while I enjoyed this movie as a child, I feel like this may be contributing to incel culture. So maybe I should not tell people to watch this movie.
So on a scale of
Whew.
1 magical bag to 10 magical bags
Mm-hmm.
that have eyeball monsters inside,
Mm-hmm.
how many magical bags do you rate this movie, Robert?
What would be your review as a child, and what would be your review now as
My
an
review
adult?
as a child was, this is a 10 out of 10 movie, because as a child, I had very little room for nuance.
Right. This is the proverbial Jimmy Durante.
This is the Jimmy Durante of movies.
Yeah.
And so as an adult, I'm probably rating this closer to like a 6.5 out of 10, maybe a low 7. Like, I enjoyed myself rewatching it. I didn't feel like I wasted my time. I somehow felt emotional stakes during the parts that I was supposed to, and grossed out during the parts that I probably wasn't supposed to. So yeah, I don't think it was I didn't feel like it was a waste of time watching it. So it clears my 5 for sure. But yeah.
Yeah, I think you nailed it. I think 6.5 is exactly the right score to give it. I enjoyed it. I liked watching it. I was like, what the fuck is gonna happen next? I have no goddamn clue. It could be anything at this point, and I would not be surprised. Yeah, I thought it was a fun movie that I've never seen. So, but it, at the same time, I've never seen it. It felt very familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not breaking new ground.
No.
But it's a fun combination with Dan Aykroyd and Kim Basinger, Alyson Hannigan, and Jon Lovitz.
I have to say, like, the cast was pretty stacked for an 80s movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if it wasn't stacked with people that were necessarily famous at the time.
Right. So what do you rate it, Nathan?
Well, I'm gonna be I'm gonna be a little more of a Debbie Downer.
Okay.
So I'm thank God for like the 0.5, like scale of 1 to 10 is. I'm gonna give it a 4.5. There were a lot of enjoyable moments, but it's not necessarily a ride that I enjoy, that I'm going to go on again anytime soon. I'm glad to have watched it. I don't know if I was glad all the time, but yeah, that's my gut.
As a filmmaker, are there things that you were looking at and you're like, "Ooh, yeah, they shouldn't have done that"?
Honestly, there's nothing that I haven't talked about already at this point. It just like the bumpiness of the script and what was included and what wasn't. Like, honestly, like if Dan Aykroyd was just if it wasn't the plot saying, no, you must disbelieve in your daughter, and at all costs unless it's proven physically. Alyson, like the weird sexual chemistry between him and his daughter, and then yeah, just a couple of little course corrections, or the director maybe going a little too far with some stuff. But yeah.
So you would say this is potentially a salvageable film?
Yeah, I think it could have been a salvageable film. Yeah.
But they did not salvage it.
They did not salvage.
Yeah, excellent. What's your deep cut recommendation, Nathan?
So if you're into alien women,
which we all are,
copulating with down on their luck men.
Mhm.
Then I have the movie for you. It's called Under the Skin.
Oh, okay.
So
I've never heard of it.
it is a deeply disturbing and dark film. So
Oh.
if let's say if you created the realistic version of this movie,
Mhm.
so this isn't like Species. This is so Scarlett Johansson, in a 2013 film, is is a being that has arrived on Earth, and nothing is described. It's so mysterious, and but she clearly kills these men, but needs to copulate with them, and nothing good happens in the movie.
There's not a happy ending where some
We
other
are
guy gets
left
to
with
blow up.
we are left with the mystery and darkness of if another entity had this mission or need, what would that experience be like?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yowza. Yowza.
Yowza.
Okay, what's your deep cut recommendation, Robert?
Okay, my deep cut recommendation is a television show that I used to watch as a child. Once again, I watched it after most of it had been released because it was on daytime television after school. But the show ran from 1987 to 1991, and it was called Out of This World.
Oh, I love that show.
Yeah. Basic premise is there's this girl who turns 13 and she starts getting powers, and it turns out that her dad was an alien who was voiced by Burt Reynolds and
Mhm.
copulated with his mom, and she gets some of his alien powers. And
And
they
she
made
could
4
stop time
seasons out
by
of this show.
touching her fingers
Yeah,
together.
she stops time by touching her fingers together. It is a comedy. It's about aliens, but mostly it's just like any other living room sitcom. And yet I was fascinated by this show. I could not stop watching it, and they stopped making it 4 episodes before it would have gone into syndication.
Oh, that's a bummer. I love
Jeez
that show.
Louise.
Anything that stars Burt Reynolds as a box.
Yeah, you don't have to see Burt Reynolds. You just get like his outline and then his voice, and that's it.
Yep. Excellent. Great one. I love it. I have 2. The first one seems really obvious to me, but seeing Willow and Oz together,
yeah,
as tiny babies, made me want to watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I felt the same way. I almost picked it. I was like, Krissy is almost certainly going to say that one. I'm going to leave that.
Yeah. But I would say my real deep cut recommendation is the 1993 Mike Myers masterpiece, So I Married an Axe Murderer.
Oh yeah, that's a fun one.
That's one that I haven't revisited since the 90s. Yeah.
Rocket thinks it's funny.
Okay.
I think it's funny. It's funny enough.
Yeah. So I think it holds up a little bit.
I feel like Mike Myers just doing a one-man show for most of it. It's good.
Yeah. Which is his shtick, really.
I mean, that was a thing back then, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Although there is a scene in that movie where Stephen Wright is flying a plane. That I was a big Stephen Wright fan when that movie came out, so I was super into it.
Yeah, and he's like, and they're flying a plane in the storm. Yeah, that's a good part. Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being here with us at the end. Robert, where can people see you perform?
You can see me perform at the Neighborhood Comedy Theater in Mesa, downtown. I feel like the address is like Robson in Maine. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Come see me. I'm sometimes good. I am a out of this world player, in that I am about a 6.5 to 4.5 depending on who's watching. I'm super personable. You are welcome to come say hi to me. But otherwise, I sometimes put funny stuff on Blue Sky. My handle there is Darth Feta, like Feta instead of my actual name. So you can come see occasionally me put down takes there.
Very good.
Excellent. Wonderful. And Nathan, where can people support your filmmaking?
SquishyStudios.com for all sorts of movies and various other stuff.
Wonderful. And you can find me on my other podcast, Gank That Drank, a supernatural drinking game podcast, also
I
a True
love
Story
Supernatural.
FM product. Oh, me too. It's so good. And if you're here with us at the end, it's because you want a little more. You want more Nathan, Krissy, and Robert. You want to hang out with us for a little while longer, and you can do so if you become a member. Go to True Story FM, click the little button to become a member. You get episodes early and ad free. And you get some extra special bonus content at the end of each episode, as well as some other fun perks. So check that out. And if you want to support the pod without spending any money, you can like, rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend, tell your local alien stepmother. And while you're out there in the world, please keep the most excellent 80s movies podcast motto in mind. Be excellent to each other and
Party on, dude.
Party on!